to the episode of season 13, Middle Ground with JLE, who treat you like family. That's the theme song, Detroit Love, off my first album, The JLE Experience. I'm your host. Titles JLE. Only music copyright. Don't mute nothing Facebook. Got a special episode tonight with my big bros. Going to discuss the election, different point opposing views, but grown folks talking like grown people should talk. I'm gonna bring up one will be here, but bring up the two panelists now.
What's going on, Middle Ground?
My big bro Donzelle, and Darren. Welcome to the show. Be here shortly. We're gonna talk about the election. I finally got both sides of this aisle. Awesome. About time. First topic I wanted to go over is the economy. How y'all looking at it?
I'm gonna respect my elders. Go ahead, take a shot at it, big bro. Age before beauty.
Oh, you need to go ahead and go there. I mean, the economy is out. The economy is going to be the economy. Doesn't matter who sits in the seat. Those back behind the scenes dictate what goes on in terms of rates and what have you. I've lived through the Carter presidency, the Reagan presidency, both Bushes, Clinton, Obama, Trump, and now the Biden. And all of them are the same. The Federal Reserve controls the rates, and the rates affect what you pay out of pocket. So I mean, don't matter who sits in that seat, they don't control who speaks on those rates. That affects what comes out your pocket.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people will say inflation is being driven by companies price gouging right now. What do you think about that, Don?
Well, I think the real problem with inflation is the U.S. dollar's trash. I mean, the reality is, come on, since 2008, when we had that great economic downturn, that little crash we had back in 2008, all they did since then was print more money. And so our money really isn't backed by anything. And so they just printing money and money. Listen, our national deficit is upwards of $33 trillion.
Yeah.
That means we ain't got it. That means we broke. We flat broke. We are broke and we poor. That's why things cost more, because the dollar is struggling. That's why all of those BRICS nations got off the dollar as the standard. And we ain't even seen what's really about to happen.
Yeah. Now, what did y'all think about the recent strike that stopped with the port people?
I don't know. I feel as if, well, they averted that quick. I think that I didn't expect it to turn around as fast as it did. But I actually felt like they was being a little greedy too.
Well, I saw a video of the president earlier, and he was saying Biden came to them to get their support. Okay. And then when his issue where they went separate was when that Baltimore bridge collapsed. And they wasn't getting no work, and they reached out like, we need some help. And he really wasn't giving no answers of what he can do. So them in management, because of the pandemic fund, worked their way out to pay the people. So you've been looking like, we looked out and you didn't look out when we needed you. So when we get our opportunity, let's go. It's go time.
That was an infrastructure with their bridge. So they hold those who built the bridge, because the government didn't build it. They state built it. So they want the government to be responsible for something.
Your sound going in and out. I can't hear it good.
Yeah, you going in and out there.
Can you hear me now?
Now I hear you.
How can they try and hold the federal government responsible for something statewide? For that bridge falling, that was them paying people to build a bridge.
Yeah, but I mean, we the government. I mean, we giving Ukraine money they shouldn't get. They could have found something to throw them a little dollars to hold them over, given they backed him. This you called in your favor. We did back you. We helped you got elected. We need some help. What can you do?
I think this just sheds light on the fact that this is one of the worst administrations of our lifetime. The only president, in my opinion, that was worse than Biden was Obama. The worst presidents of our lifetime. And to me, that proves it. When it comes to the actual people, they get nothing. Right now, you got hurricane victims right here in our country that are struggling, that are suffering bad. And what have the administration did? They showed up talking about you can get $750. When we just sent Ukraine $8 billion,
I
like the
did read
day
that.
before, we give Ukraine $8 billion, but here it is, our own U.S. citizens 750. I just lost my whole house. Just went down the river, and you got $750. That's the type of American patriotism that this administration show you that they're about. None at all. Illegal immigrants is coming over here getting everything. They're getting free housing, free health care, a stipend, money allowances, clothes allowances. They're getting rolled out the red carpet. But our own citizens getting hung out to dry. Explain that to me. Anybody.
There.
You know that's been going on since Reagan been in office, right?
Nah.
Coming over getting everything. That
We,
that was set up when Carter, when they took the administration, that was set up under that people, the nationality, and really, that's the reason why you can have a grocery, a gas station.
You going in and out.
yeah, you keep going in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
That's the reason why you can have an air gas station or grocery store, have someone owning it, and in 5 to 6 years, you see new faces back behind the glass, and they wind up at that 7 year period. You don't see them no more. Then all of a sudden, you see under new management. That was established.
7,
That was
7
established.
years meaning that you don't have to pay taxes on it.
Right.
You don't understand.
They have it for 7 years, and before them 7 years up, they turn over their ownership to a niece or a nephew, a cousin, and they come through and gain ownership. You can see it from when Rich Drugs got owned up the street. You can see it from when uh, the grocery store across from where we used to go and get candy, they got owned. Their ownership flipped 6, 7 times
Yeah,
in
it did.
7 year increments.
But that's a problem
That
too,
was
though.
that was established under Reagan.
I mean, neither
But
neither presidents be doing that for outsiders compared to Americans, in my
Right.
opinion.
Only people who don't get afforded those benefits is people like ourselves. We don't have the leadership and the established voice with some power to get those type of benefits. Because the Indians, they got theirs. They have reservations and what have you. And back behind all of that, establishing that you are of Indian heritage affords you certain rights because of that heritage. Black people, the only ones that we don't get those benefits. Everyone else that has come over here after us gets those types of benefits. All of them.
so let
Even
me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Are you in agreement with the way this administration is running the country?
I haven't been in agreement with any administration since since Clinton.
So who's getting your vote this year?
I don't know yet. I vote independent. I vote for the person that has
No
a
chance.
platform that focuses on the issue that I care about.
But we don't have an independent. There's not an independent
No, no, no,
candidate.
no, no. Vote independent. I vote independent.
Oh, I thought you meant
I'm
like
not
independent party.
I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. Whichever candidate platform has what's in my interest, that's the one I vote for.
So
What
based on what you're seeing and hearing right now, where you leaning?
right now I'm leaning slightly towards Kamala, not because she's of African descent and Indian descent. What they're pushing out there. I've
Which
seen
is what?
I've seen Trump. Trump is saying the same thing he said the first time. There's no different. And I'm like, what is your apex to pull people in for you? Because right now you just rehashing the same old thing, same old thing, same old thing. And nothing got different when you was in office other than 2021, 22. If you file your taxes, everything goes back to that year, not the year that you just worked. So I'm looking for someone to speak what's going to benefit people who need benefits.
So what have you heard Kamala Harris say that you like? What have she said that you like?
The one thing that I've seen that she said that I like is establishing for the working class. Now, okay, what you saying this that you're going to establish for the working class, but I know from having civics that the legislative body gives the green light to what you're talking about. And if the Republicans control the Senate and the House, you're not going to get too much of what you want done.
But see, that's where, as independent, I have a problem with both because 2 times in our history, under Obama and Biden, Democrats had total power. And because they got these sorry pansy senators who only look out for self, I do respect Republicans. Whether they agree with it or not, they know they damn well and they vote for what the party want. I know who Joe Manchin is now because he wanted to run for president. Oh, I can't vote for this because my people. You have total power to push whatever you guys want through. And 2 or 3 of you start thinking about self. Same thing when Obama was in power. Oh, well, we got the Tea Party coming. I don't know, my people go. You can actually put into place what you say is good for the people. But you're thinking about your next election or what you ain't thinking about we have a chance to put everything through. 2 back-to-back times a Democratic president has had this. Never happened. And each time one of these sorry-ass people think for themselves and don't vote for the party. And it don't even matter if the VP being a Democrat to be that deciding vote. Because they can't get enough votes where it's 50-50. And
But
I'm
the
like,
thing,
these Republicans, people know they role will vote whatever they want through, whether you agree with it or not. They're going to get in line. Democrats don't get in line at all. They think they start, I can't do that. That's going to be too much blowback. I'm coming up my election next year. I'm good. I'm like, for real? So I ain't really getting nothing.
But
Twice you had power and did
but,
nothing with it.
but you do know that the self-interest groups make and break people that sit in those seats.
Man, call me crazy. You president. You threaten somebody. Know your role and pass this. We'll deal with fallback later. Do something.
So what do you say? What do you think he tried to pass? Listen, the Democrats been doing everything they wanted to do. That's why the country is so raggedy. Their policies are actually playing out. That's why we're struggling. And so the Democrats has been in power over the last 20 years. They've been in power 16 of those 20 years. Think about that.
Yeah.
Over the last 20 years, they've had power and control 16 of those years. And this is where we're at as a country. We don't have safe borders. Our military is trash. They pushing LGBTQIA so hard that we're weak. Just our male population is weakening. The family structure is weakening. And their ideologies and their policies is crumbling America. And I believe it's by design. I believe that right now the Democratic Party is in the pocket of George Soros. The UN is dictating to them what to do to crumble us as a country. Why else would we let over 20 million immigrants invade our country and pay them to do it? To explain that. Why would we do that?
You do know that the United States is immigrants.
Say what now?
You do know that the United States is immigrants. If you're not an American Indian, you truly are not a United States citizen.
That's true.
So
Since
everybody
when?
other
Since what year? Since what year?
I mean, both these y'all saying are true. If
since
you're
the
not
next,
a Native American, you're
if you
not
are
from
not,
this country.
if you are not an American before they call it the Americas. If you were not born in one of those Indian tribes, you truly are not an American citizen.
I'm speaking
But
Everybody,
what he's
about
saying is true as
everybody
well,
else
that the
immigrants.
I'm
borders
talking about in
is
our
a
Everybody,
problem.
lifetime. I'm not talking about 100 years ago that
I don't
didn't
know.
matter to us.
I'm talking that laid the foundation for the United States immigrancy, because everybody other than American Indian, is an immigrant. Everybody.
So there should be no rules to
No,
immigration.
both what y'all saying are true.
So
That's
should
the
there be any
origin,
rules to
and what
immigration?
you're saying is true. The borders is terrible. It should
They
not
what
be 20 people over here getting free stuff.
they wasn't terrible when Trump was in office. What happened?
What you mean they weren't there when Trump was in office?
It wasn't like the borders was nothing like this.
Even before Trump got in office, Trump, Obama, Bush Jr., Clinton, we've always had the border issue. Always. Even back to Reagan, it's always been
Nothing compared to what we're seeing now. It's not even close. It's not even close. 20 million people in the last 3 years?
there's no 20 million people coming here in the last 3 years.
Based on
No,
what?
these are the numbers that they haven't put out.
And you say that based on what? Just because you don't want to believe it? Or you like, what are you basing that on? Because that's real numbers.
Those are real numbers being broadcast. But what are the real actual numbers?
Upwards of 20 million
I'm
people.
telling you, these figures get thrown out. What is the actual figure?
I'm telling you, it's up
No,
from what we know.
even Democrats are saying these are the numbers that don't like what they're doing with the borders. They're not just Republicans. These are actual numbers it's every demographic group across the world are coming over here.
Exactly. It's always been that way.
And now,
It's not always been that way.
but see, now they're giving money to them to house them.
Why are we paying them to come here illegally? And not
That's
even taking
something we
care of
never
our own citizens.
did. We never let it be known that we were housing these people like we're doing now. That information is out here and legitimate, that we are essentially, you coming over here to escape, unfortunately, whatever your situation is, and you're getting free room and board and a few dollars in your pocket, but you won't help American citizens.
What do you think that's about? Why would the administration, who's saying vote for me so I can help you citizens in my country, and then we see that's what they're saying when they're when they're campaigning, but now we see when Americans are really in need, how they treat them. Biden, when that doc situation went down, he's like, I'm not getting involved. That could have shut down our whole economy. It could have cost America $8 billion a day, I think they said. And it would have crumbled our economy even more. And he said, I'm not going to get involved. But he getting involved in all of these other areas that pertain to other countries and Ukraine and whatever Israel need. And we taking care of everybody else. But our own people can't get nothing from this administration. You know who was down there during the hurricane helping out? Donald Trump. The
No,
guy who ain't even president
Donald Trump
was,
wasn't.
huh?
Donald Trump wasn't. That was a photo op. That's all it was.
Oh my
He was
goodness, bro!
not. He was not down here. That was just a photo op.
He was
2 hour,
there, bro.
2 hour
Even
photo.
if it
He
was
was there.
a photo op,
You tripping, D?
he did show up.
He
Some
showed
people are
up.
going to look at that as, well, at least he cared. Because on the voters, both sides try to get the ones like you in the middle. To some people, even the fact he was there just for that photo op is showing, well, okay, he actually showed up. He cared.
And he brought resources. He ain't just show up for a picture. He brought
y'all in
resources.
power, and y'all didn't show up.
25 million of his own money, a fuel tanker truck to give people fuel. He started a GoFundMe, raised another 9 million like overnight to help the people out. Where was Biden and where was Kamala at? You know where they was at? They was riding around politicking. She just was here the other day. She was here like yesterday. Why she ain't down there with the hurricane victims?
And everybody has, I mean, I'm not trying to be on anybody's side, but I have seen it was legitimized on X that everybody was giving money. They will let you know who was giving the most. Democrats and Republican senators were putting money to that.
Where was the administration? The people that's in office and want us to vote for them again. Where they at?
I want you to tabletop this conversation. This conversation right here for 72 days from now.
All right.
And then we'll come back and we'll go over where was this and where was that.
Okay.
But I don't want y'all to step out there and then you wind up like, oh, they did a double dutch on me. Top that for 72 days.
Now, there was a story recently that FEMA has said they don't have enough money for hurricane season. As voters, how do you feel about that?
Why do you think that? Why don't you think they have enough money? Because I know where the money went.
I don't know what FEMA gets, but I know what they were supposed to be established to do. And they were established to help doing national catastrophes such as a Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Helena. Whenever them hurricanes flow through, they were established in order to help those in need. And the hurricane season begins June 1st and it doesn't end until November 30th. So I don't see how somebody can say, well, we're at the end of hurricane season when we are right at the apex of it getting to where it's supposed to go.
Oh, this is what the dude in charge has said. Unless he's lying. Now, there have been stories reporting that there was over $1 billion in there, and a lot of that money that's been helping the people coming in, the money was ciphered to that.
That's what's going on. Tell the truth. That's what's happening. They don't have money for U.S. victims because they're giving it to the illegal immigrants to come overrun our borders. And what's the end game in that? What's the end? And I think I know what the end game is.
Now, some people are speculating that in helping these people, and then they become citizens, they become Democratic voters.
Yes. Come on.
New voting base.
Why do we think they're busing them and they're flying them to specific geographical locations? They're loading up like red states specifically. Man, they've been overwhelming Texas and all of the states that are normally red. They are really got heavy immigrant population. And like you said, they're fast tracking. We already now, we have the first illegal immigrant police officer.
Huh?
Yes, Google it. They're now letting illegal immigrants get public safety jobs. Not only do we have the first illegal immigrant police officer, they're putting them in positions. We have one, they're giving them driver's license, they're giving them voter registration cards. I mean, what do you think that's about? Just what he said, because they're padding the stats. Because they ain't never getting out of power. I know, listen, even though I'm voting for Trump, I know he's not
in Illinois.
I know he's not gonna win.
Wow. New obstacles removed. Yeah, for DACA recipients, come police.
Is that real news that illegal immigrants are like a police officers?
Yeah, that one is AP News for Illinois will allow some non-citizens to police, but
Yeah.
only those authorized to work and own a gun. So that could be a lot of DACA kids that were here. It could be a lot of them.
Man.
I mean, my
prophecy.
issue, I get we want to try to be the world police, but giving how rapid the border, it's got too many people here, and people I know in health say, yeah, people are here. They need to be American citizens. Pay taxes, fine. I ain't got no problem with it. But if you're doing more people that's not American citizens, I got probably any administration doing that. Because this American citizen that got issue need help right now.
Get nothing.
Yeah, we still recovering from a pandemic, and I'm sorry. We offered our help to Ukraine before Russia really went in. He said he got it. Leave his ass out on his own. Stop giving him money. You said you got it. Why we keep giving you billions when we need help here? You ain't America. And I don't care how anybody feel about it. You America, go help them. We got our citizens trapped over here. Send the boys, go help them. You ain't American. You Ukraine. And you didn't want our help. So go fight him on your own. We print that money, help people here.
I got factual evidence. Well, I'm gonna say I have factual information, in my opinion, that proves that Donald Trump was the best president of our lifetime. And when I say the greatest president, I'm not talking about his personality. Every time I talk to people and they show a disdain for Donald Trump, it's generally because he's an idiot. And pretty much people don't like his personality, right? So he sounds stupid, he talks stupid, he's arrogant, he's belittling. And that's the part that people hate about him, because he's not presidential. But if people can get out of their emotions and actually peel back the layers of the policies that he actually put in place as president and see how that benefited us as a country and us as citizens, I believe more people would turn their tune. Because when he ran for president against Hillary Clinton, I'm like, I'm not voting for either one of these idiots, these clowns. And so I didn't vote that year. And when he actually won the presidency, I was like, are you serious? Anybody can be president. And then we actually served his term. I was like, oh my goodness, this guy was like the best president we've ever seen. So that led me to vote for him the second time around. And he did things that ensured our national security. He immediately took us out of the UN. Like you said, we policing the world. We never would have been taking care of Ukraine if he was president. When he became president, he took us out of the Paris Climate Accord. He took us out of the UN. He said, no longer are we the police of the world. Everybody got to pay their own way and pay their fair share. So he shut that down. He said his policies was American first. It's America first. He put them tariffs on China. He was tearing China out the frame for stealing all our intellectual property. And every corporation that was in America that threatened to send jobs to foreign nations, he threatened them and kept more of our jobs here. It was like, if you take American jobs and you ship them out, we're gonna tax them so heavy you ain't gonna be able to afford to sell them know-how. And so our military was robust. He was a strong leader in the world. He was meeting the only president of our lifetime that did not have a war during his administration. Did not have a war, and then met with key leaders. Man, he met with Zelensky and Kim Jong-un and all of these foreign dictators. He met with them and showed strength, and nobody even tried us. Man, we was the strongest, in my opinion, as a country during that period of time. Not only economically, but just, also financially. I mean, economically and militarily is what I'm saying, just security wise.
Everybody there?
F Trump.
No, I give everyone their fair shot. I bet Trump one time ago when he came to Detroit, I was working downtown. he act like on 10 than he is now. So I saw behind the scenes of him doing what he doing now when he came downtown during the early 90s, 80s. So
He was a Democrat then too.
who?
Trump.
Well, Trump
Yeah, he
Trump
was a
Yeah,
lifelong Democrat.
he skated the fence for a little while. Because when he was on Oprah, he said if he ever ran for president, he would run as a Republican.
Yeah, he did say that. He
Yeah.
did. Let me ask you this, Darren. What didn't you like about his presidency? When you look at his policies and the things that he did and put into place, what didn't you like? Personality aside, what didn't you like about his policies?
I didn't like that he knew about COVID before everyone else knew, and he did nothing. He wanted to act like it wasn't what he was being told it was. Cause I was supposed to be dead in January 2020 because of COVID, and they knew about COVID back in November of 20 night was 2019.
yeah, that is
So they
factual.
knew before it hulked up and did what it did in March of 2020.
Look at that.
Fair enough.
I mean, I ain't with the immunity for life for police, and I know a lot of good police, but it's some that need to be thrown in jail for the crap they doing. You lose, be talking immunity. Mm-mm.
I mean, immunity in civics, when they talked about judicial, you only got immunity when you are able to give the prosecution what they need in order to prosecute.
Yeah,
That,
but
that's the only time immunity
I
comes.
watched him talk in some of his campaigning. He get in charge, he will, I guess, executive order how you want to do it. Where you're police, you have a situation with a gun, you have immunity. Now you don't start going to the fine tooth of did you just kill someone or you accidentally, you got immunity. Police know better. They need immunity. It's like his thought process, like, nah, there's something out here purposely doing dirt. And they hearing that like, oh hell yeah, that's my man. I gotta vote for that.
Well, I mean, you
Who
can't you
wouldn't?
can't get a police immunity because just like everything else, they are insured based on their job. Each police officer is insured based on them being peace officers. So them running roughshod and having so many fatal shootings or uh, misconduct takes them under that umbrella of them being insured as a peace officer. That's the reason why the police get rid of so many people because they become bad for business insurance as a peace officer. That's the reason why you have some police officers can go to other states and become police officers because when they give their employment, they can look back where they were and put them on a trial or probationary period so they could become a police officer there. That's the reason why you have so many police officers that were horrible in one state and can go somewhere else because they still have that track record of them being a peace officer. But that umbrella of insurance differs state to state.
Yeah, I mean, I want to keen on candidates when Biden was running. Now this lady out here, she had done some stuff, but when I sit in here talking, people start asking her real policy questions, and she don't act like she know what the hell they talking about. Like you should know better. You vice president. You
How are
shouldn't
you
look
going to
shit about
bring
it.
down inflation? How are you going to bring down inflation? I was raised in a middle class neighborhood. Everybody had good grass. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, so how are we going to get this inflation down, though? She has no answers, bro, because she's a big, to me, she's a bigger idiot than Trump. All she do is giggle and laugh about everything. She just giggle and laughing, and she's like transracial. She started the new movement of transracial. She can change her race depending on what's on what's convenient at the time. She ain't never
I
been
mean, she
black her
compete
whole
with
life.
Trump in that regard because I mean, Trump, he's slick. I watched him first go around. Whatever demographic he talking to, he know what he need to say to him. Like, he ain't dumb. Because some people can't pull off what he just said, and he makes sense.
Let me ask you this: when Trump was in office, do you feel like Trump supported black people?
Hmm.
And what you said, why would you say? Other than him having Kanye West at the White House,
But
what
see, the issue I have with
what did he put in play for the long run that benefits black people?
I'm glad you asked.
well, I never saw no like black people bill. He did give black colleges money,
He
but
gave black colleges, not only did he give black colleges money, he gave them more money than any president ever had and
mhm,
signed it into law for it to stay in effect for 10 years past his administration.
mhm.
That's for starters. You know, another thing that he did that no president ever, not even Obama, didn't even think about touching it. He did prison reform. Trump was the only president of our lifetime that had a prison reform bill that he got passed that literally let thousands and thousands of black people off their criminal record for nonviolent crimes. Google Trump's prison reform bill. Nobody. Why Obama couldn't have did that? Obama could have did something for black people, but you know
I
what
mean,
Obama
he
did?
got Kwame out when
He
nobody gonna let
didn't.
Kwame out.
Not only that, Kwame was trying to get Obama to pardon him. Obama was like, nigga, please. It's Trump. It took Trump to be like, you know what? I got you, bro. And even though I agree that Kwame should have suffered some penalty and consequence of his actions, he didn't deserve the 28, the 30, whatever the years was they gave him. To me, was way they was making an example out of him, and they went too far.
Exactly.
And it took it even took him to pardon him. It's like, wow, you know, for this guy to be the racist bigot everybody's trying to peg him to be, why is he done more for black people than any other president of my lifetime?
But see, that's where I'm like, as a kid, I remember Trump hanging with all the black famous people.
He was with, that's what I'm saying. He was cool with black people the
I
whole
mean,
time.
it was never no thought that Trump's a racist dude until I guess that the New York Six they were wrongfully in prison for the rape of that young white lady.
Yep.
But other than that, you always saw people rocking with him. So like, I get he's a type. As Bill Belichick said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying to win. So if I see a majority of the GOP is racist, I'm gonna say with y'all cast picks, I need y'all to go vote. I might not really believe it, but that's gonna get you to the poll. Hey, I'm
What did he
trying to
say
put.
racist? I don't even he said nothing racist. What did he say racist?
Nah, you said a lot of stuff that was dog whistles for those people that had those issues with others.
So why was he so friendly to black people if he didn't like us? Why did he do more for black people than most people?
Like I said, I mean, you can play the game like, okay, I'm gonna be Darth Vader, then I can turn to Luke Skywalker when I get in there. But right now, I know I need them to vote. I need them to vote. And I need your Uncle Billy Bob to hate everybody to vote. So I gotta say what he need to hear. And he out hustled Hillary. He talked to every demographic and they voted for him.
And since we talk about racism, is it true? Is it true? Y'all tell me whether y'all heard this or not. Is it true that when Biden was in early in his political career, he was the one that was cool with actual Ku Klux Klan members and was trying to fight against black people being bussed in to his neighborhood, talking about some they're gonna be killing our mothers and our sisters and our daughters.
Factual. That's no
Right,
lie.
right. So Mr. Racist, all of a sudden is like the all-inclusive guy. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Mr. Mr. That guy,
Yeah.
Kamala Harris, back when she was the what was she the prosecutor or Department of Justice? What was her position?
Prosecutor of
She's a prosecuting attorney.
San Francisco.
Yeah,
No,
San Francisco.
California, Attorney General.
Yeah, Attorney
yes.
General.
And while she was attorney general, she was known for giving black people extra time and holding them in prison longer than they time. She was known for going strong after black people. And so all of this, all of a sudden now, she's the black people. I'm with her because she's black. And what is her track record? My thing is, what is your track record? You showed us who you was already. So what is it? Just because you can talk a good game now, let's look at who you really are. And that's why I always compare policies. When we see Trump sound stupid, but look at what he really did. To me, your actions speak louder than your words. The Biden administration, they all words. Where's the action? Is all I'm saying. Talking about some, if you vote for me, this is what they say. You vote for me, day one, we gonna be doing this, we gonna be doing that, we gonna be doing this. I'm like, what? Day one started 1,400 days ago. You've been in office 3.5 years already.
Now she has been one to. I guess he's
Day
trying to take
one,
from.
what does you mean? Day one, you gonna bring the economy back? You gonna bring inflation down?
I guess he's trying to take from
what the hell
Trump
you been
playbook
doing
with that on trying to disassociate herself like she's just a candidate and not the vice president. It's supposed how she's trying to move it, but people that pay attention like, well, wait a minute, no, you're in power now. You can go right back up there and argue for A, B, C, D, E.
Yeah,
what's
we
the
can
problem?
be doing this stuff now. That's what I'm saying. Smoke and mirrors, bro. It's all smoke and mirrors. And just because she's, she talks slang a little bit, and she brought Megan Thee Stallion out to shake her booty in Atlanta, the black people are like, I'm with her. This go to show how disenfranchised and ignorant some voters
But even
are.
with the black men, well, he got ops, he getting shot at. I'm voting for him like, these not reason to be voting for these people. I mean, I know we got them cousins that just gotta be hood, but come on. Do some research on the people. That can't be your only reason. He got ops, so I rock with him. Or she had old girl twerking. Come on.
Taylor
This
Swift.
cannot be without politics.
Taylor Swift voted for her. Me too.
Yeah, that's been a story too.
Trying to use name recognition to get back in office.
Some people came after her for that too. Saying she's gonna vote for Kamala. Like, wow. I thought, she was untouchable. Y'all gonna leave her and her fairy tale relationship with old boy with Kansas City alone. But a lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people didn't like Janet Jackson said Kamala is not black.
She's not black.
That's Janet Jackson.
That's crazy. Kamala
she's
not
black
black.
all this time.
She wasn't black when she won the vice presidency. You know what I heard her say? I'm proud to be the first Indian vice president. She didn't say I was the first black vice president. I didn't hear her. She never claimed back until she's running now.
Yeah, that's factual. And that's what's been lost these time around. We got away from factual stuff.
Yeah, because it's not about facts no more.
I mean, have a foreign opinion on who you want to vote for. Right now, I'm going to just vote for myself. I don't like neither candidates.
I'm voting for Jesus, bro. We done. We done here.
I dare want to vote for Joe. Like, oh my God, how did y'all let him get out there? Y'all had to know he was that bad off.
And look how long they propped him up and lied to our face as American people of how logistically fit he is mentally, and how he's so added and on task, and they just fed us a bunch of bull crap, and then we see him can't even have stand up, and he's just man, I'm like, this is America, bro. I know other countries was just looking at us like, yeah, they're done.
Okay, let me ask y'all this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really want somebody that's almost 80 running the country? And Trump and Joe are damn near pushing 80. Do you really want somebody that's almost 80 running the country? Somebody that should be sitting somewhere and enjoying kids or whatnot. Do you really want somebody that's in a retirement home age running the country?
Well, that brings us to a great question. What do y'all think of they VPs?
Did you see the vice president debate?
I ain't getting a chance to see it. I was working.
I saw some of it
I
on
watched it.
YouTube.
I watched it. It was phenomenal. They should be the presidents. They should be the candidates.
Yeah, they had a policy conversation on both sides.
They were civil, they were articulate, they were cordial, they were respectful. They actually talked about real policies instead of just, banter back and forth with disrespectful comments. And
What it
so,
used to be.
yeah. They agreed with each other a lot. I'm like, wow, this is new.
Yeah, that's what I've been used to. Like, whether the president, vice president, okay, we want to do it this way, we want to do it this way.
And to your question, Darren, I really don't want an 80-year-old being president. But given my choices,
we need age limit.
Given my choices, definitely, please give me the 80-year-old senior citizens versus Miss Kamala Harris. Do you know the position she's going to put our country in? Can you imagine her going to sit down with the leaders of Iran trying to brokerage a deal? They don't even respect women. Nobody's going to take her serious, man. Nobody's taking her serious. Not in this country and definitely not around the world. Nobody's taking her serious.
Well, you say that there, because that is a issue in other parts in the world on how they run their stuff.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. All leadership has always been male, with the exception of Great Britain. They are the only ones who have a woman leading that country. France, not too long ago, a few years back, got someone that was female leading their country. So it has always been a male-driven leadership format. So it's time for a shakeup.
But is she the right one?
I'm traditional. I'm old school. I don't want no woman leading me nowhere. I don't feel like women are fit to lead on that level. That's just my opinion.
Why not?
You might get some email behind this one, huh?
Why not?
Because I just believe that when you think about authority and the way that it's designed, that males are more of authoritative figures when it comes to running those types of those types of positions where it affects that many people. In my opinion, I believe that women are too emotional and men are more logical, and you need a more steady hand at the helm of running something that big.
A lot of people do agree with that. I've heard.
And that's just because I have traditional values, so
And Darren, if you, let's just say if you truly don't believe she's really that one, is there anyone you've seen on the rise that could be that one that would command that respect?
To my woman
in politics right now.
If they could have got Michelle Obama to run, she would have won hands down.
She don't want to do it.
I know she don't want to. I said, but if they could have got her to run, I think she would have won hands down.
I agree. But the way they treat her husband, she got disdain for this country.
Well, I mean, she's gonna have disdain for this country because of how her folks got treated when she was growing up. So that's just in her to have that, because she saw her father got treated when he was working and got sick and what have you. So the disdain is there. Everybody got some disdain.
It's just fun.
At some point. Everybody got some.
Now, some people argue Gretchen could be down the pipeline.
Now, them two, that would be a beast of a ticket.
So Michelle and Gretchen?
Yep. That would be a beast of a ticket.
2 women? Absolutely not.
Oh, 2 women, absolutely.
Well, she's done a job here mostly.
Men still run the world. They ain't going for that.
They would if they had the votes.
You asked
all that, and the money's still gonna flow. They'll roll with it, I think. Now, if the money be affected, yeah, they ain't running with it.
Why you think Hillary didn't win then? That was
People don't like the Clintons for some reason.
that was a way. People love Bill Clinton.
No, they love him. A lot of
But-
people do not like her.
But
Even
voting
women.
for
And
her
I
would have
don't
been
get
a
it.
way to get him back in office too.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, she was the most qualified woman ever, and I heard
like-
all women of color. I don't like her. I don't trust her. But she's the most qualified. Nope.
Because we wasn't ready for women leadership. We like absolutely not.
I'm like, damn. She's the most qualified. I
Absolutely
mean,
not.
she did every job down there. You couldn't say she didn't know nothing, but a lot of people don't like her. I don't know what she did, what she said, but
Condoleezza Rice could have ran, in my opinion.
True.
yeah, she's knowledgeable too.
Oh, she sat in the same seat that Hillary Clinton sat in, the Secretary of State.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in the line of succession.
Yep. I think that's fourth.
I believe
To House.
the Speaker of the House.
I used to know that about her. President, line of succession.
President, Vice President, Speaker of the House, Secretary of State, and I believe it was one other after that.
Well, is after the president, is the Vice President, Speaker of the House, President pro tempore of the Senate, then Secretary of State.
Right.
And they just made that one up. Because I don't remember hearing about no Pretoria. Now, who?
Pro Tem.
Oh, in the Senate. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, both parties got to have someone with the highest authority to take over. Okay. It's interesting.
It's interesting in these last 2-3 years. Everything that you learn in middle school and civics, you getting a refresher course with these elections coming up on who is and who, especially in the House, the Senate, in the branch.
I used to watch that show Jack Bauer was on when he became president on ABC. That made me go back and read where do Secretary of Education fall. It's like 15, 16.
Designated survivor, yeah.
And I'm like, there actually is, every time there's a big speech, someone is the last one to get to the mantle. If worst case, everybody there and someone attack it. Like that show did, and everybody was gone. He's the only one left. Like, damn. We really do got that type of scenario.
And that's the reason why I are very, very hesitant on having the complete succession all together.
Yeah.
One given time at any given time.
Probably it didn't take more time into whoever they get to, because those spots do matter because they all fall in line of succession. Worst case scenario.
And you know the reason why they are very heavy on not having the complete succession together for long periods of time. You remember when they had I believe it's the leader, what have you, his last name was Scott. They was having gathering and for the military and what have you, and they assassinated him and all the people at that gathering.
What show was this?
No, this was live. This happened live.
Oh, real life?
Real life. I believe his name was Anwar Sadat. Him and most of his leaders, and the president and the vice president were supposed to have been there that day.
Oh, that was Cairo, Egypt, 81.
Yeah.
The victory parade celebrated Egypt's crossing of the Suez Canal. Wow. Yeah, I guess history will teach you. Don't have everybody there. We don't need that. We need to make sure we got a fallback plan. But how y'all feeling overall with the country? Is it going in the right direction? Be better? Sucks.
So for me, man, I honestly believe that Revelations is clear. There will be a one world government. I think we're so close to the reality of that. What people didn't hear at the same time that Diddy got arrested was the same day that they had a meeting in Geneva. The it was either Davos or Geneva, but the UN got together, and I think it's 190 countries, and they all signed an agreement that gives the UN sovereign power over every nation in the event of climate change disaster or in the event of another pandemic or a medical emergency of a pandemic. You can Google that. Have you heard anybody report on the fact that the UN just got sovereign power? So if an emergency happened and Biden and them signed up for it, that means that we lose our sovereignty as a country and they take us over in the event of global security. Let me see what that it was called something. Let me see if I can find out what it was called.
As Brother Donzelle said when he spoke Revelations, have you have you paid attention to the itemized list of what taking place before? Have you taken note of what was said to be taking place when when it begins to culminate?
That's a good point.
And look at this. Read this.
Press release: United Nations adopts groundbreaking pact for future transform global governance.
Global governance. Right here. This look what day this was on.
That was September 22nd, 24
Yeah, that
in New
just happened.
York.
This
Oh, they
just
was here when
happened,
they
bro.
did it. Wow.
World leaders adopted a pact for the future. And they gave them, we gave up our sovereignty that if anything happens, they get to take over. And so the one world government is so close. And if you think about it from that standpoint, if we open our borders, if we overwhelm our infrastructure with all of these immigrants, keep in mind that I believe y'all probably heard that when all of these immigrants were flooding in, everybody was concerned that there were a lot of military aged fighting men, and it wasn't no whole bunch of women and children. It
Oh,
was a whole lot of men coming over here, and it was like, why is these like all young military age fighting men? I believe that we're so close to the implementation of our fall as a nation that all of this is being staged right in front of our face. That the immigration policies are falling right in line. They're signing pacts with other countries. Everybody's like clicking up. All of the powers that be are coming together, and I believe that this year, I believe by the end of this year, this country will look different than it's ever looked before. So I feel as if we are very fragile. We're very shaky. For the first time, listen, this year, did y'all hear about like them re-implementing the draft? Did y'all hear about that?
I heard talk something about doing the draft again.
Yeah, exactly. We ain't never heard them talking about that before. They talking about it now because I believe something's on the horizon that is going to be catastrophic. I believe that. To
I
the
So
know.
you think?
point that I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Everything's short of a bunker. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I can, I believe this year is going to end badly. I don't believe there's going to be an election. I don't believe there's going to be an election. I believe that
Why not?
something, huh?
Well, some event's going to happen.
I believe there's going to be an event that takes place that has to sidestep our election for national security and is going to allow the powers that be to remain in place to continue their agenda.
There.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Wow.
No, I'm saying, if you believe Scripture and what the Bible has said concerning these are things that would be taking place before the return. And you go through that itemized list, you can start checking off what you're seeing. Rumors of war. You keep hearing, you keep hearing them talk about, oh, this group is going to war over here. They got wars over here. The itemized list is there. Oh, you
They
got
just launched over 200 missiles at Israel, bro. What?
Yeah, I read that.
What? You don't think that means something big, bro? We at the door. Israel has been a pivotal bookmark for us to watch.
Yeah.
And that's another thing Donald Trump did too when he was in office. He deemed Israel the Jerusalem the capital of Israel. Anyway, but check this out though. What do y'all think about? What do y'all think about? No, I ain't gonna say that. Never mind.
I had
Never mind.
argued at the time with Kim, like, so no one else could do that. Guy had to put this goof in power to pass that. Like, come on, man. He could did a zillion. Why that way?
It was biblical, bro. He used donkeys in the Bible. I mean, the donkey can get used. It's like,
Yeah. She
I
came
mean,
to that argument too. I'm like,
he using me. I'm a donkey. He's like, so he can use anybody.
yeah. We had a spirit debate. We're like, but this dude, man, could have. But he don't want to did do it.
Not only that, he was pro-church the whole time. When the pandemic was telling churches they had to shut down, he was like, "No, we ain't doing that, man. Let them churches alone. You letting all these other places stay open."
Yeah.
He said we need to have the Bible in the schools. He said we got to bring Jesus back. It's getting out of hand out. I'm definitely voting for a guy talking like that for sure.
Yeah, every time he talked to the faith-based group, like, that's what he ain't lying.
He ain't ashamed of God. He said, hey, I mean, I ain't saying he no Christian. I ain't saying that. But I do believe God was using him a little bit for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I do like we got election day off. That's not bad. I take that day off.
I got election day off.
Yeah, you ain't got election day off.
Oh.
Got June 19th though, so that makes up for it.
I thought they made that everywhere where it's going. Everybody had a day to go vote.
I ain't heard
that all either.
You got it off down there?
I guess only certain people did follow it. I think Wayne State followed it.
Yeah,
I
ain't no big boss getting salary for no big corporation. So maybe
I ain't tell you that either.
maybe us little people just don't get
Nah,
the, you know what I'm saying? We don't get that.
In time, I will be where you're gonna see bigger and better, and other people around here holding cameras working this thing like them hire people. Okay, not bad debate.
America's in trouble.
Ooh.
I said America's in trouble, man.
Yeah.
That.
I mean, yeah, definitely with all these storms coming, and they say ain't got no money. I'm just people losing everything.
Hey,
these storms were not this bad.
You know what I find ironic as well? That this hurricane just so happened to come in a mountain. First of all, North Carolina, the hurricane flooded the mountains.
Oh wow!
Y'all realize that, right? So
I didn't read that.
So some kind of way, a hurricane reached the mountains and flooded the mountains, and it just so happened that these exact same mountains have lithium ion in it. And now they're already brokering a deal to take over the mountains to get the lithium ion out of it. You think that's coincidence?
Yeah, it's stuff that we be getting from overseas.
Just like the fire in Maui, how the fire burnt up like all of these premium properties except the one next door that belonged to somebody powerful, but it jumped across that one and hit the other one on the other side, and the fire wiped out all of these people, and then they just kicked the people off the land and gave them their $750, and you ain't heard nothing about them since. They still ain't got their land back.
Yeah, I heard about Maui. Yeah,
because they took over that land because they wanted it. So some kind of way, because they wanted it, it just mysteriously burnt down all of it, the whole land. Interesting.
Yeah,
now
I don't remember reading stories about that.
It's like, wow, now all of a sudden these mountains are so important.
Lithium, huh?
That's huge.
Can't make batteries without lithium.
No, you can't.
So I'm like, wow, how did they just so strategically get the hurricane just to like pinpoint? Was that just fate? What was that?
That's a damn good point. I didn't know mountains had something in their worth value.
Mountains, they used to go in the mountains to get gold too, man.
That's where all of the rich deposits are in mountains: gold, lithium, ion, cobalt. I mean, all kind of minerals and precious metals.
Got
Yeah,
good.
I remember the gold and all that, but over the years we've gotten away from mining like that. You think, okay, we going somewhere else to go find stuff. It's still here.
That's because we get away from to the obvious, to the not so obvious, to try and find what was over here, try and find over there.
No, we just was used to going to other countries and gangstering they stuff, so we didn't have to use our own. You know what I'm saying? We just say weapons of mass destruction. So we gonna come over there and tear up something, and then we gonna give you the food for oil program to make it look real.
That has been the United States' way.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes, sir. Allegedly.
I've seen it. We just seen it play out. They just go over there just gangster.
Yeah.
Run me this, run me that.
Yeah. I definitely think this has been a great conversation with man doing a part 3 after election. See where we stand. Y'all down for that?
Got me.
I'm here.
Okay. Dope. Well, hope y'all appreciate this debate. What you don't see no more. Grown folks having a conversation and hearing each other out talking about different opposing views. And you learning something.
Hey, and something else. Did you hear each other cussing and whatnot? We were very articulate
Yeah.
in expressing our opinion.
Yeah, that's what it used to be. Ideas. But everybody just want to be so, I hate you because you don't agree with me. Like, what? That don't even make sense.
You can always agree to disagree.
Right.
You hate because I don't agree? Like, that's so strong of a word.
That's something that they listen in the schools. They don't teach them how to debate.
Right.
We had to do it like every school year. Debate something. Just have different
They're not
opinion.
teaching them how to think at all. They don't teach them how to think. They tell them what to think.
That's the problem. Old school still works.
Yeah, well, if you can get them away from the aged ones being able to articulate and pour into the upcoming ones, then you can have doing what you want them to do.
That's true.
Because when we was growing up, we had older folks that if they see you doing something out the way, they pull you to the and let you know, man, you don't need to be doing that. That's gonna take you somewhere you don't want to go.
Yeah.
That's because they knew you wasn't gonna shoot them in their leg once they corrected you. Nowadays, it ain't no
Yeah, I've heard of
guarantee.
that.
You tell a young person something nowadays, you likely to lose your life.
Yeah, they just say we let them go. Like they ain't gonna listen. Like,
But you're right, Darren. You are right. That is a great observation. There is a huge generational gap of connection. The old folk are not connected with the young people, and that's leaving a huge gap of passing down knowledge and wisdom, and the good foundation and tradition and all of that stuff is getting lost.
Right. It's like you're in leadership. You have there is going to be an influx of young coming in, and they need to be able to pathway from the leadership to them. They can walk down and be fed from, not talk,
Mm-hmm.
not talk to, but talked with.
Yep.
And
yeah.
a lot of churches they just talk to and talk down.
Talk at them. They talk at them, not to them.
Right. And once you start talking at somebody, they put up that wall. nothing gets through.
Yeah. True
Like,
story.
you gotta actually talk to them as a friend. I'm not a threat. So they can listen and learn something.
It's the saying that says people don't care what you know until they know that you care.
Exactly.
And it's sad that it still works in 24. That is worse because, man, you don't care about me. You just trying to run your mouth out, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then you might work like, well, the way you came, man, showed nothing about you showed you trying to help. Your whole posture, everything was, let me tell your little stupid self something like, I'll be looking at you too, like, man, get out my face.
Right.
You want to know, hey, let me tell you about this real quick. Don't just run out in the street. Cars be coming. Look both ways.
And a lot of them don't realize that people see what you do before they hear what you say.
Yeah.
See them actions that you don't think nobody sees before you come trying to talk.
Mm-hmm. Because the world we live in is so crazy. You observing from jump their threat, they not, how they walking, how they looking, how they face look, they got a grimace, their hands balled up. Okay. Because you trying to make sure, well, at least I try to do everything to protect myself, not just let them walk up on me. So how you come approach them?
And you got people that say, "Oh, well, you trying to talk this as they say, this church talk." But I saw how you treated Miss Thomas and them over there. They needed this, that, and you treat them like they was beneath you. Like if you
see that.
If you harm the least, you've done it to all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's facts. I want to appreciate y'all big bros having this conversation. We're going to do it again after November 5th. Right, enjoy the weekend. Appreciate it. Until next time, everybody.
Till next time.
Peace.
313 Detroit's love, the Motor City. Detroit's love, can't nothing stop me. Detroit's love, I love my city. Detroit's love, that 313. Detroit raised me. Detroit.